Everybody, welcome to the Timbo Show. This is a podcast where basically the host is a game show host, and it rotates between members of the community. If they lose, they have a chance of not being on the podcast next time, and if they win, they have to host. And the host has all power of the universe, meaning they could literally just not want to host and say, you know what, Ghandi, you're the host now, and boom, on the spot, they have to come up with a game. Or they can come up with an elaborate game and then decide a winner. First, we start with the intro, then we go with small talk, and then we jump into the game. And then whoever wins the game is the host of the next episode. This is the small talk, and the small talk could be about ourselves. It could also be about current events. And I would actually like to kick off the small talk. Did you guys hear about Boulder AI?
No, I don't know what that is.
It was so Boulder AI got sued for every testicle that they're worth, dude, because they were presenting themselves as an AI company, and they got invested by Microsoft, by Apple, by Tesla. They were invested with $1.5 billion with various like big businesses, and then they did an audit like 8 years later. This was going on for 8 years, and it was basically 700 software engineers in a trench coat. there was zero AI.
So this is like Sam Bankman-Fried and Elizabeth Holmes kind of like Madoff kind of fucking scams.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't get those references, but that's
Sam
also not.
Bankman-Fried was the crypto guy. Elizabeth Holmes was that girl in the black turtleneck that said that she could test blood super fast.
Oh, okay. But yeah, basically
that's just like our generation. Before us was the Ponzi schemes of like the late 80s and early 90s, but those were just our people.
So basically they made like a HUD, a UI that looked like an AI. It was like a chat sequence, right? And people would like type into the AI. And this is in India, by the way. People would type in. No, wasn't it? It was a bunch of Indian national people, but it was here somewhere.
Please don't tell me this is literally just AIM, but they were answering the text instead of actually letting AI do it.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
So it's worse than like the AOL Messenger or the MSN mail that we used to have back in the day in like the 90s that had the chatbot. This is worse than that.
It started off as engineer.ai, but then they started to get scared because people were snooping around, so they sold it to another LLC.
Maybe engineer's too strong of a word.
Right. So they created Boulder.ai, and they transferred the assets and everything over to that. But it was 700 engineers just doing software coding and like answering and doing conversations with people, and they were using ChatGPT. They were copying and pasting the prompts into ChatGPT. And then copying and pasting the answers back into there and
so they weren't even like faking the conversations. They were faking having conversations while faking that those conversations were with an actual AI.
Dude, they were doing both. It's insane.
Man, that's God, that's like when I pretend to throw the ball for my dog, but then I do it again and it still believes me.
It's weird, dude. The amount of prowess scammers are getting lately is scary, because like that is something that I thought of before. I was like, well, what if this AI bullshit is just people on the other end answering, and I'm and it's like, you know, it's not actually like an AI thing. Because that's what I thought about at first whenever ChatGPT first came out. I was like, I asked it a question. I was like, are you really an AI? It was like, prove it.
Like, how would you take over humanity? Because depending on your answers, whether I believe you or not.
Exactly. But yeah, that's my small talk. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about?
Let's see. No, that's too dark. I don't want to do that one.
I want that one.
Well, I see it's too dark. The subject matter is dark, but the reason that I wanted to bring it up.
Is it dark like sad, or is it dark like dark?
I guess it depends on if you live there, because yes and yes, both where the sun was at in the sky at the time and what was happening.
Ooh, I also want to know your opinion on the LA riots, but Continue.
This is about Israel has bombed Tehran in Iran. And then Iran responded by bombing Tel Aviv.
Oh, I heard about
But
that.
the only things that I have seen, the only videos I have, which are like live videos all at night, which to answer your question, yes, it was dark. And all of these missiles and shit going off. But I remember watching the Tel Aviv ones. I was like, what happened to this Iron Dome that y'all spent all this money on that's supposed to like just intersect incoming missiles? Because like 8 of those motherfuckers hit the ground in the middle of the city, and one of you fire it off. I don't like I do when I'm drunk, doing it myself at home in the dark and fall off the bed.
Yeah.
It was weird to me to know that all of this bragging, all of this effort, and this is worse than the fireworks show at Stone Mountain, Georgia, during 4th of July.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now in the world.
And also because I lived in Tallahassee for so long, if I heard explosions and shots like that, I'd probably like, I don't know, fireworks or bombs. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, Tallahassee's rough. Tallahassee doesn't seem rough because of FSU, but then it is once you live there.
Well, remember, even when we were staying at FSU, they still had a school shooting in the school library.
Yeah, that's true.
And we were lucky our university only had one that year. Because all the rest of them happened off campus. And that distinction is important. Because one is a Tallahassee problem, the other's a Florida State problem. Unless you go to Florida State and you live outside the campus in Tallahassee. Then it's just life.
Yeah, FSU owns that city.
It's like if the Lion King was Hood, and he's like, yo, Simba, let me tell you what's up. And then he went through the whole circle of life, but it was like just filled full of, well, this is why your other uncle died.
By the way, Oddit, I have a question. Does your country propose bills by literally, this is, by the way, I'm asking about New Zealand. If for people that don't know and never met us before or listened to this before, does New Zealand propose bills by everybody writing bills down and then putting it into the biscuit tin, which is a literal cookie tin? They shake it around and then somebody opens it and picks one out and they're like, hey, let's do this one.
It's odd. That's an oddly specific subreddit.
I honestly don't know.
I can tell you it is true, and that is how New Zealand picks their bills that they want to bring to the floor.
I had
to
a look.
The table.
I had a look. I had a look at your DMs, and I saw that you sent the picture and everything. And I was like, honestly, I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
So apparently, New Zealand, they literally they put a bunch of bills. It's the local bills. I believe it's like the territorial bills, not like the national ones, but the ones that are like Providence wise. They put those bills, and it's in sake of fairness, they randomly select ones to talk about rather than pushing up agended ones.
Is this everywhere, or is this just kind of focused either on one or a few different places that keep this tradition going?
No, it's everywhere in New Zealand. Like all of the non-national ones that are at a
New
lower
Zealand's
level.
A whole lot of place, but
that's true.
See, if this would have been your opening question, my second question would have been to Oddit and be like, have you ever done this? And now that you know it's a thing, will you start doing this in every social function that you have?
Oddit, do you have anything you would like to talk about?
Like when you and your girlfriend start arguing about like what are we going to eat for dinner? You just put it in a cookie tin and shake it up. Because that's fair and democratic.
My girlfriend literally was like, hey, do you want to go out to eat? And I was like, not really. And she was like, oh. I was like, all right, cool. Well, where would you like to eat? She's like, well, where do you want to eat? I'm like, no. And she literally pulled out ChatGPT and was like, hey, where would you like to eat?
She wanted to have food. She just didn't want to do anything to get it.
Oddit, would you like to have any small talk topics?
I had a dream. I was sleeping, and then I woke up, and then I looked at the wall. I looked at the wall, and it was going in a spiral, and then I woke up again, and then I looked at the wall, and it looked like it was going into a spiral, so I went to go pick up my laptop, and everything felt real. And then I woke up,
Usually
I was caught on
questions
the loop.
begin with words like how or why, and then with the voice going up like this.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're gonna start the game. I decree that we all suck at small
What you meant
talk.
to ask Oddit is, hey, has anybody ever done shrooms? Nevis, come on.
Okay.
This is how I make small talk. Is I just talk about my dreams.
Well, you know what?
You know, that's actually a fucking wonder. Like, if I ever meet you in person, that's how I want the beginning of our entire night together.
By the way, how old do you think Oddit is, Ghandi?
I'd say early to mid 30s.
There you go. He is not. All right, so Hitler.
He's not. So Hitler.
All right, so Ghandi, we're gonna start the
I already
game.
got one thing wrong, so the odds are ever in my favor.
Nah, I believe he's 20. Are you 20?
I'm 21.
21 now. Oh, nice. Legal.
Congrats, you made it this far. It doesn't get better.
So,
It really sucks because I haven't won host and I haven't gotten picked by a host.
well, you might be host next time because Oddit does not like being host.
I know. This is my game too, though. So whether win or lose, I might still win.
And the game that we're playing is pro versus con. It's basically two people debating. One has the position of pro, one has the position of con. I know Ghandi understands this situation, which I am so glad, by the way, because last time it was a train wreck. But Oddit, do you understand the game?
I probably would once I get an example.
Okay, so for example, if I said the topic is electric vehicles, and I would assign pro to Ghandi and then con to you. So Ghandi would be pro electric vehicles and trying to convince me of why electric vehicles are great and why they're just like the bee's knees. And then he would end his portion of the debate, and then it would go to you. And by the way, this is not a back and forth. You only get one chance. You only get one like segment. And then it would go to you, and you would try to not convince me. You would try to convince me that EVs are just the worst thing in the world. Right? Does that make sense?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. The first topic is Hitler. And we're
straight into it.
We're going to
wait. We didn't establish before the pre-start. Do you have us on a timer? Like, you got 35 seconds.
I would say keep it around 2 minutes. I mean, there's not like a hardcore set time, but don't try to filibuster it. You know. So like 2-3 minutes. I mean, there's no minimum amount, so you could veto your time if you want. So it's up to you. Just be pro podcast. So
Hang on a second. Well, just because I've got a game that I'm playing too, so I'm going to stop watching for me. I can set
10-4. And
are you playing a game too?
Daisy.
So I'm gonna say Ghandi, pick heads or tails.
Yeah, I'd rather get some head.
Okay, you got heads. So if you get heads, you get pro. If you get tails, you get con. You got heads. You're pro. So you are pro Hitler.
I'm pro Hitler.
and Oddit, you are con Hitler. So I'm gonna now ask Oddit, pick heads or tails.
Tails.
Tails. All right. Coin flipping, and it's heads. So that means Ghandi, you go first. 1 second.
So with this topic, are we talking about are we talking about if Hitler was to come back, but like as a different person, like someone is acting as
No. So anything that you want. Pro Hitler back in the day, like his effect on the world, his charisma. It doesn't matter. And this is Ghandi. Ghandi is pro Hitler. You're con Hitler, so you're against him. Yeah, and so basically, you're just arguing the point that Hitler is bad.
Yeah. No, that's what I was trying to
That's it.
get.
You could say, hey, we need like if you flip sides and try to get him the point, that's up to you. Remember, this is the Wild West. but there's a lot less rules than you're thinking.
Okay, so it's just like straightforward. Like you can talk about anything.
Here's the rules.
Relating.
Make content.
Okay.
Discord is like supreme when it comes to sound quality optimization. It's better than Skype. It's better than Google Meets. It's better than anything. They have a very sophisticated like sound control for like talking. Like they have a built-in what the fuck is it called? They have built-in gain. They have built-in noise gate. There it is. They have a built-in compressor. They have an AI compressor and an AI noise gate. Like, it's fucking awesome. It really is.
I mean, it makes sense.
There's a reason
like,
so many
Discord
people that stream on Twitch use Discord as their voice channel.
Yeah, a lot of streamers do. What were you saying on it?
I was just gonna bring that up. Like, there's a reason why Discord is mainly like a gaming VC.
Yeah, believe it or not, my solar group, they use Discord as their main like hub of everything. Like all of us, like we clock in on Discord by taking a picture of ourselves and saying OTD on the doors. And like our whole like communication hub is in the Discord. It's kind of cool because I know how to use Discord and they don't, and they're just like, I don't understand why this roll isn't rolling. I'm like, well, so
this roll isn't rolling.
yeah.
I mean, probably because it's not round.
I'm already starting to notice that. Fuck.
All right, so let's start with the game. You guys have had plenty of time. If you're not prepared, we can take more time. But Ghandi, you are pro Hitler. Oddit, you are con Hitler. And Ghandi, from the coin flip, you have to go first. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
And I actually have a timer here. So you have a 2 or 3. You have a 3-minute time limit.
3? All right. Oh,
and go.
I just set my phone. All right. So Hitler obviously responsible for the worst atrocities on a global scale that we have any record of, at least records of. And at the same time, we also have a population that is larger than any other religion currently struggling with themselves. And I'd like to argue that Hitler is a good reason for God.
Okay.
I'd like to say that, first of all, everything that Hitler did is the definition of what sends you to hell. Everything that his populist ideas stood for are what we consider the worst in the drugs of society. The things that you people think, but they don't say out loud because consequences. Yet, we watched the Catholic Church for hundreds and thousands of years been running the same strategy, but they're saying the out loud thing in front of everybody and getting condemned for it. They're trying to keep the things that they should go ahead, admit, and get rid of under the rug. They're doing the opposite of what Hitler's plans was. And if you really, really want to get down to efficiency, and I'm talking just from logistical purposes, Hitler killed 6 million people. God flooded a planet. And that only took him, what, 42 days? Logistically speaking, you're worshiping the wrong person. If you were into any neo-Nazism, if you were into anything that guy stood for, you really should turn to Christianity. It's got all the perks, all the cover-ups, and the best reason you could possibly commit genocide. Because God, third of the world believes in you.
So, in conclusion, in one sentence, why would you say that Hitler is a good thing?
Hitler gives you a reason to turn to God.
Okay. All right. Is that the end of your point?
No, if you only read the title of that blurb, it would sound a lot better than the video you were about to watch. Which is pretty much anything to do with God or Hitler. So I guess at least I stayed on topic.
Well, you know what? Let's add one thing. Whenever you're done, say, and I concede the rest of my time, or like I'm done. I'm kind of like,
and I can see, well, be quiet for a second so you can edit this in later. And so I concede the rest of my time.
Okay. All right. Fair points. Fair points. I'm not sure about a lot of it, but
I mean, all we have to do is like, well, it's Hitler and he wins. So.
All right. So, Oddit, are you ready?
You kind of picked a loser at the beginning.
Yes.
But I would like to see if Oddit argues any of my points.
Oddit, con Hitler, go.
I would like to say, even though Gandhi has said that he can make you turn to God, he also caused World War II, which devastated a lot of countries, putting a lot of people at risk, and it has been more than 60 million, I would say, because that's involving the troops as well. So he has killed a lot of people in his time, and he had left by his own will not to face justice, and yeah, Hitler bad. That's it.
Okay.
Well,
So
I changed my
basically,
vote.
he killed a lot of people, and he took the coward's way out and didn't face any consequences.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go with Oddit on this one. He was more compelling.
You picked the easiest thing for somebody to win.
Hey, you could have gone.
That's what I said. Can I change my vote?
anyway.
Like,
You could have gone.
I would have liked to. Okay, pick any. I will give you until the next competition to figure out a way that this could have been compelling.
How about this? I'll give a pro Hitler
All
speech.
I can do is go down with a fight.
How about this? I'll give a pro
Unlike
Hitler
Hitler,
speech.
who just killed himself instead.
I'll give a pro Hitler speech, and if I'm more
Please
convincing,
don't. I want to be on this channel again. My rating might not be allowed, but at least I can still listen to it unless you get canceled too.
Well, how about this? I will also give you a point if you think, and you have to be honest, if you think that I'm more compelling than what Otta said.
In what way?
Well, I'm gonna take your spot for
You
a
didn't
moment.
make an argument.
Well, I'm going to, and
Okay.
yeah. And so, like, you let me know if I'm more compelling than Otta, and here we go. So Hitler, everyone always talks about the torture and the concentration camps and the murder and the negative impact he had on people's lives. But back then, our agricultural system was not entirely pristine, and people were talking about overpopulation back then. Now we're at what, 9 billion people? If we're talking just at a non-emotional logistical standpoint of population, you could say that, and this is not me saying pro-death, this is not me saying pro-killing, and this is not me saying pro-evil. I am saying from a starvation standpoint of the world, a culling happened, whether it was for, well, it was for evil reasons, yes, and the man himself does not deserve praise. But one thing is true. The population went down by a certain fraction, and the food did not go down. And so you could say that because of Hitler, because of one man, more food was on people's tables. That's the end of my point.
Now my vote's still without it.
Okay.
2 points. 2 points. Why? One, you didn't consider how many people died in the Soviet Union, which is way more than Germany just in their Russian offensive. And Ukraine is the breadbasket of the world, sort of like the Midwest is the breadbasket for America, which means no food was getting produced at that time. And again, my argument, God killed more people in 42 days with a flood that flooded the planet.
Well, I tried.
So more people died.
Next
So
topic.
either I'm better at arguing for Hitler than you, or Oddit wins. And I think for the sake of both of our eternal souls, whether you believe in Hitler or not, is that we both agree with Oddit.
10-4. Next topic.
And never do that to somebody again unless they're a newbie. If they're a newbie on the channel, absolutely make them suffer. Make them start from a one-loss victory. Make them be Georgia Tech in the SEC.
All right, I'll do more of a
Just
neutral.
start off with a loss.
I'll do more of a neutral, less obvious topic. How about that? Next topic is blow up dolls. The sex kind.
I'm already ready.
So we're gonna switch.
Well, fuck, I'm half ready.
We're gonna switch pro and con. Ghandi, you're gonna be pro this time. Oddit, you're gonna be con, and it can be.
No, I'm just pro.
Yeah.
Well,
Gandhi was pro.
then whatever you were,
I was
do
just
the
pro.
whatever you were, do the opposite. And so
Okay, I'm con then.
you're con, and then
I
Oddit's
got
pro.
one for this too.
Okay.
I got one for this too.
No. You're pro this time, right? No, you're con this time. Whatever you
I'm
are.
con, but I think that we can rotate. Actually, no. I say there's a coin flip every time. Coin flip for whether you're pro or con, and coin flip for whether you go first or second. Leave it all up to chance.
Nah, I'm gonna have you guys rotate pro and con just so you guys can take turns being at each position. Because
that's fair, because I know the kind of shit you're gonna bring up for our topic. So.
Yeah, I know. I want to keep it fair.
All right. Well, let's keep a coin flip on who goes first or second then.
No.
Anyway, that way it's not guaranteed that the second. If I lose the first fight, that means I get the second word.
I will enforce my
because
host
I can
powers.
put off of what he says in my second time.
I am going to.
And he can on of what I say if he's second.
I am going to enforce my host powers and say no. We're just going to rotate because coin flips are going to be for tiebreakers, and I want to kind of keep coin flips to a minimum. So this time, Oddit's going to go first. Oddit, you're con, correct?
Pro. He's pro.
You're pro. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's pro and he's going
You're going to have to give me time because I need to turn on generator.
10-4. Oh, one cool thing about Oddit's, Oddit, do you mind if I share this?
Share what?
Your generator, like living style.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's off grid?
All right, cool. Yeah, he's off grid. He like is entirely off grid. And
all right, we're doing the same thing here.
And he streams, and he plays video games constantly, and he plants trees for a living. He is the most economically small footprint person I've met in my entire life.
Oddit, this is something that you would appreciate. So in the past 2 months, we've managed to build a set of cisterns in our house too. We're down to using at most 18 gallons a day.
Oddit, if we're sucking up to you, I sell solar panels.
That's not every day. That's the highest days that we have, and that's the days that we like wash clothes and stuff.
I actually don't think he's listening anymore. I think he's off. Switching over his generator.
Probably. I don't have a generator running because I mean that's still burning diesel. But what we have done is that I've got at least 2 of my raised beds done. I'm working on the 3rd one that I want to build an elaborate design for. I got my chicken house built and my run fences, everything put in. I'm debating on whether I want to buy goats to put into the second run.
If the apocalypse happened, would we be able to tap into gas stations? I know
yes and no.
I know they have a tank and all that, but like, could we like? Do you think that there would, if there's no power, how would we get the gas out of the underground tank?
Again, yes and no. The trucks that run them also have siphon on them.
Oh.
Like it's easier on the truck.
So we'd have to get one of those trucks.
You would need the truck. You would need to know how to run that truck. You would need to have enough air in the compressors to be able to create the suction for that truck that it starts the. I mean, you know how to siphon gas, like suck it on a garden hose.
You just gave me the idea for my next podcast episode. As a host, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and just to give you an unfair advantage, it's going to be giving your own like post-apocalyptic scenarios to where how you'd survive and all that.
What would be your best advice for the apocalypse?
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So we're going to start the next round, and pro versus con. Oddit, what are you again? Con or pro?
I'm pro.
You're pro. Okay. So the topic is blow up dolls. Ghandi, you are con, and
we're going. And I go second.
Yes. And we're going to start with Oddit because Ghandi started last time. Oddit, you have 3 minutes. You don't have to go the full 3 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. And go.
So here's the thing about blow up dolls. They make a really good companion. They do not talk back. They do not. They literally just sit there waiting for you to come back. And yeah, it's like the perfect companion for you. So blow up dolls, yes. That's it.
Okay. That was short and sweet. And blow up dolls, yes. That is the that was your ending statement. Ghandi,
yes.
Ghandi, your rebuttal.
I have so many reasons I would like to agree with you, but they are different reasons as the one you gave. Because if a blow up doll was the best companion, you could just get a dog. That motherfucker will lick peanut butter off my balls.
Uh,
Delayed for you to cut it out if you need to. Also, the biggest issue that you have with a blow up doll is the fact that you have to keep reinflating it, which, yes, is easier than whatever struggles you might have with your girlfriend, but it's not any longer than a conversation takes. And I'm sorry, that's a different kind of soft. You could argue that a blow up doll is useful for being able to take the carpool lane. But and again, at the same time, when they come ask for her license, she's going to plead the fifth and you're going to go to jail. I've watched the videos. And if you decide that a blow up companion is your best friend, but you also decide a dog is your best friend, your blow up companion, your dog are going to have a problem one day that's going to end up with the death of one of them. And you're always going to choose the dog. So why didn't you just get the dog in the first place? And I concede my point.
Okay, so Oddit said blow up dolls, yes, and that was mainly his point. Ghandi, you basically said, why get a blow up doll when you can get a dog? And while I don't agree with some of the points, you were more compelling.
I said it can, not that it does.
You were more compelling.
I know that they love peanut butter, and I know they don't care where peanut butter drop peanut butter on the fucking floor, and they still eat it up. And I promise my balls have been in dirtier places than the floor, and I can still convince them of it.
You were more convincing than Oddit, so I'm gonna give you the point. Congratulations.
I did have to defend you.
No, I just found it funny that both me and Tim was just going.
Honestly, on the pro side, I went full in with you can use blow up dolls to get into the HVAC lane.
So I'm actually really excited, and Oddit, I know that this is gonna make you feel a certain way about it, so I'm sorry, but I'm really excited for Ghandi to win. I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to sway it at all, but I'm excited to see what kind of game he comes up with. So I kind of want Ghandi to win, but I am going to stick to the game rules. I'm not going to at all be biased whatsoever. But if he does win, then I'm actually super excited. And also, you don't want to win, so I'm also super excited for you to win because that's funny.
He's not trying to help me out. He just likes to see the extents that I will go to take a W.
Okay, so I gotta think. What was the next topic?
It saves you from having to suffer a thing.
Okay, I got the next topic. The next topic is going to the beach. I know.
And we're switching again?
Yep, you're switching order and
so I'm pro and I'm going
con.
first?
Yes. If you guys can take all the time you need, remember I can take out silence with AI. So whenever you're ready, Ghandi, go ahead.
I do like this rotate pro and con, but I do think we should switch up the who goes first or second.
I think it's fair because the second person kind of has
2 out of 3 that I have to wait for a rebuttal, and I get 1 out of 3 that I get to give a rebuttal, which is always the stronger argument when you don't have anybody to go back against it.
You don't know how many there's going to be.
Well, right now there's only 3.
Yeah, but there's more.
And each of them are 2 rounds. Me speaking, and 2 of those 3 are me speaking, and then him rebuttaling against it.
Well,
so depending on what you pick, which this one's in beach, that's a very neutral.
Very neutral.
Just me with fucking Hitler, dude.
That was kind of just get the ball rolling, just to give you guys a good idea of how this is gonna go. And
well, the ball ran into a stalled train track, and I guess what was on that train?
So the beach, whenever you're ready.
The beach.
Going to the beach.
So mine's pro. And I've got so many cons, but. All right, give me a second. I've got to pick how to switch some of these opinions that I have into a way that I could convince me.
That is the point of this game, and I really like that you realize that.
Okay, I think I'm ready. It's not that long, but I think I'm ready.
All right.
That's what he said.
I am ready to receive you.
That's what she said. So, anybody who didn't live in Florida has had some kind of vacation where with their family, and by their family, I mean their divorced parents as well, where a trip was taken to a beach, and that was something different than you had. And I think that's something the beach really offers, is something different. And all the things that you can have while on a beach, depending on where you're at in Florida, California, in the Gulf, and Galveston, where we can watch Fourth of July parties go up and down in Tampa. I can watch the Sunday parties up for the for in St. Augustine, where they literally go out and fire off old ships, which is cool as hell. We can go up to Myrtle Beach and ride roller coasters. We can go down into the Gulf and watch tanker trucks and platforms come in, hosted by things that are taller than the hotels that are around them. There's so many things that the ocean provides, and the threshold between us and the ocean is that water line on the beach, that tide that comes in and out. It's used for surfing. It's used for, in very questionable cases, people that want to have sex on the beach, which I do not recommend. And it is always a chance for somebody with a four-wheel drive to make another $10 pulling some dude with a Jeep that doesn't know what he's doing with too many ducks on the dash, how to get out of the dirt. The beach has everything for everybody, at least for a little while. Definitely not the place you want to stay, not the place you want to live, but it's a good place to visit. And that's why there's only so many get you. And I relinquish my time.
Okay, that was a lot of different good points. You went from beginning finances to passing time to the single largest offense between land and ocean.
Well, I would have went with the whole capitalism thing, but I didn't want to defend landlords.
Well, okay, that's your choice. All right, and
I'll leave
Oddit.
that to Oddit.
Yeah. All right, and Oddit, you are up. What's your response to that?
Well, my personal thing with beaches is that they have a lot of sand, and sand can get everywhere, and you don't even know it as sometimes. Like, it gets underneath your fingernails, it gets under your pants, you know, it's somehow in your fucking ear. And there's just a lot of sand. I don't know why we have that much sand, but we need to, if we were to make a beach, we need to make it where there's less sand and more water. Other than that, yeah, I've got nothing else.
God, okay. So, Ghandi, you win. Oddit, I think this is one of Oddit's times where this is not one of his strong suits, I think, which is professional debating. And I always root for the underdog. So, Oddit, I'm switching over to your camp, and I really hope that you win, because I know you can do it.
Wait, what?
I said, I don't think that debating is one of your strong suits. It's actually not one of mine either. But that means that I think that I'm now rooting for you, because I always root for the underdog.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes.
Do I still get the point, though?
Yes, you still get. Oh, I accidentally put it under Oddit. Oops, 1 second. Let me switch that.
No. I don't want that point. I actually love the beach, and I couldn't come up with anything.
I moved away from Florida because of I'd rather go to the mountains than go to the beach any day.
Oh, dude, think about it. All the time that we lived in Florida, we went to the springs more than we went to the beaches.
Yeah, the beach is honestly terrible.
Or we went tubing down the rivers.
Yeah, I would rather go many other places than the beach. I'm okay with going to the beach every now and then. Like the last time I visited Florida, we went to the beach, like me and my girlfriend. We just walked around, and it's like nice, and it's pretty, and that's about it. Like we went it was like December. That's the best time to go to the beach because it's not balls hot, you know. And we walked out to like the sand dunes and stuff up to our knees.
As far as you're going, because the water's definitely not something you want to touch.
Well, we walked out to where it was like ankle
Depending
deep.
on where you're at, I guess.
Yeah, we were at Destin, so we walked out. We were able to walk out onto a sandbar. So we went pretty far out, but we were still only ankle deep. But on the sides,
that's not somewhere you want to drop your balls in.
Yeah, no. Okay,
Shrivel up
so
like a pod.
we're gonna do.
And I'll just leave this as the last argument. Me and you took a cruise ship through the Bahamas. Name one time we went to a beach
That is true.
like that.
Yep. All right. So, Ghandi, are you gonna be con this time? Yes. All right. So this one might be a little targeted, and
I kind of wondering why you asked me that first question first before you brought up that statement. But yes, I will do my best.
Owning a dog. That's going to be the next
I don't have to
topic.
be targeted. I can cast a net across the ocean for this.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
all right.
fuck. You got me on being kind, though.
Yes. Audit.
Son
You
of a
are
bitch.
first. You are first. Take all the
No,
time
I'm
you need.
second.
No, I said audit, you are first. And you said, no, I'm second. I'm like, yes, that's what I said. So audit, you are first. Whenever you're ready, go for it. Convince me why it's a good idea to own a dog.
So, the reason why it's a good idea to own a dog. Oh, I am ready.
Okay.
So, the reason why owning a dog is the best option would be because owning a dog is like, as everyone would say, it's like having a best friend. And they really do not care what you eat, what you like what you look like or anything like that. They like have one goal, and that's just to have fun. And that's just like someone that you have to be around 24/7. It has helped a lot of people coping through a lot of things, and owning a dog is like, yeah, it's so cool. The chemistry as well. Like, even just taking it out for a walk, you're also finding a part of yourself and all that. So, yeah, own a dog.
That was heartwarming and moving, and I would be very impressed if Ghandi beat you. All right, Ghandi.
You'll be what?
I said I'd be
I
very
straight
impressed.
up peed a little.
I said I'd be very impressed if Ghandi beat
And
you.
I'm currently petting my dogs. Like, they're so sweet.
All right, Ghandi, tell me why it's a really bad idea to own a dog.
You gotta give me a second so I can start too.
Take as long as you need.
I gotta finish petting Ohana. I mean, I'm about to bitch and whine about, like, just shut her into the ground. This almost 13-year-old pit bull that's my service animal. And she's about, with her big floppy ears, about me, like, hear me ruin everything about her.
I have a lot of cons about owning a dog. I love owning a dog, but I have
I've
a
got
lot
an
of cons.
Aussie that's right here next to me. He's attentive as fuck. Like, he's everything Ohana was when she was growing up as like a young pup. I mean, she's still a perma puppy, but she ain't the perma puppy she used to be. And this 78-pound fuck face, this muppet, this goober, who thinks he's a lap dog,
I can hear him getting into the
destroying me
zone.
all over again. So I've got to, while I'm looking at my dogs, dig my way out of the mentality that Audit had. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
So to own a dog in the first place is really just a compilation of the two of you walking around while staring at each other while you poop. And it's kind of a one-sided relationship because you're the only one that has to pick it up in the bag, and you know that bag slips a lot and your finger gets stuck in it, and then you have to go wash your hands, but the smell doesn't come off. And God knows if there's a wet one. If you own carpet, it's even worse. And that doesn't necessarily disagree with having a dog, because, I mean, those are things you deal with when you have a dog. But they're troublesome, and they're things you didn't have to deal with before, especially if you're somebody that owns a foster dog. Just somebody that you temporarily take care of so they can find a home and hope somebody else will deal with their bullshit later. The second biggest problem you're going to have to run into is the fact that when you get a dog and it's going to be your dog, you have to train that dog. Do you know how good you are at training dogs? Have you ever seen other dogs behave better than your dog? Kind of makes sense why you ain't that goddamn good, right? So you go through YouTube videos and you go through all these extra episodes of trainers, or like, I don't know, Silver Vasquez or whatever his name was, where he teaches you how to make a chihuahua not bite you, but yet you've got a 75-pound pit bull and all it wants to do is tackle you, but you want it to be a protector. You're misunderstanding your dog, which again resets you back to the stupid marker. You're going to start over. Now, third is going to be the hardest part, where you get into having a dog, whether it be a foster, whether it be your dog, and you have to start taking care of that dog to the point where it's costing you money. Now you're choosing whether you eat breakfast in the morning or whether you feed your dog. And as somebody that's happened to, yes, it happens to a lot of people. And you see homeless people feeding their dogs before they eat. It's just like having kids. It's not a burden because of who they are, but it is a burden because of what it costs. And if something happens to you, something happens to them. And it's inevitable at that point. The worst part, and this is number 4, is that if you have your dog, like I do my pit bull, my service animal, my Australian Shepherd, who's just turned 2 years old and is going to be her replacement, I am ever watching for every day that I spend 12 years with this dog, and I'm going to have to watch it pass away. I'm going to have to choose that whether her pain or whether she needs to be put down is the better decision. And when I make that decision, I'm going to have to live with it and hope I can look at another puppy and assume that I'm not going to have to do that again, knowing I will. So yeah, having a dog is great, but it's the most decimating heartbreak you're ever going to have in your entire life, aside from amputating your own limb or either shooting your nephew in the face with a rubber bullet.
Weirdly specific.
He threatened me once. Now, you're going to go through the greatest thing that you've ever experienced and lose the greatest thing you've ever experienced in the shortest amount of time that you will ever get and lose anything, unless you're just an asshole boyfriend. So for that reason, I do agree with him. But I think there's a strong argument for people that are not ready, people that are not mentally capable, people that are in a place where they aren't prepared for that kind of loss again, like whether they've lost a parent or a sibling or a friend or whatever. I mean, all the people that I've lost over the past couple of years, the only thing that held me on was Ohana. If Ohana had passed away, I'd have lost it all. And you run that risk that something that doesn't live that long, that loves you that much, that you love that much too,
You have 10 seconds.
could be gone. And you're going to have to say goodbye for the last time. And I concede my time.
Okay, with 5 seconds to spare. So, damn, dude, now I want to get rid of my dogs. Ghandi,
In what way?
No.
Which one of the 4 was it?
Well, damn,
was it the
dude.
poop one?
That was depressing as hell.
One.
No, it was that them. You're watching. You have to watch them die like that. That drove it home. I was like, God damn. Yep.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
You didn't ask me to be fair. You asked me to drive a point home.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna end the game there. Now I will give Oddit 1 chance for bonus points.
Fair.
Oddit, you can gain 3 points if you can convince me of any of the points that you lost. So you have 1 more chance.
I gave 4 different reasons on why this was bad.
So not just
I'll
the
allow him
dog,
to pick any 4.
but blow up dolls, beach, or dog.
Oh.
If you can convince me.
You're going to give him of all 4 arguments?
Yep.
You should only give him the arguments that he had to be first on.
I don't think
because I got the rebuttal.
I don't think you understand
after both of his other 2 arguments.
The definition of arbitrary.
Yeah, no, fuck you. I get it. That's fine. I'm just trying to make it fair for him.
Oddit, you can win it all if you would like to take up a stand, or you can choose to pass.
I'm choosing the pass. I don't think I can beat the dogs one. I don't want to go through like. I agree with Ghandi.
And you definitely don't want to attach Hitler.
No.
Well, he won Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still don't want to bring that back up again.
Nope, I don't want to bring that back up.
Okay. By the way, Ghandi is outward.
And Blowdoll's not much better.
is so what did you guys think of the game? Was it enjoyable, or was it not one of your favorites?
Audit, would you like to go first?
Yes. We found out a lot about each other. We found out that I am bad when it comes to pros and cons, and I just see everything through. I just see everything the way it is.
I appreciate your effort, but I think that there's some eloquence that can be put on that. I think you see the way things are experienced, the way you experience it. You said that you didn't understand like the pros of beaches, even though you're surrounded by them. But that's a normal part of your daily life. So why would it be something different to you that you isolate? They go, oh, this is amazing.
Well,
no, beaches are everywhere for you.
Well, we lived in Florida.
If I lived in Virginia or if I lived in Wisconsin and I went to a beach, yeah, it'd be amazing for me. Well, but that's not amazing for you. So that's kind of that's unfair.
I think all three of us. I think
you did a beautiful job describing beaches, and I think it's the way that you see them when you're on those beaches.
Well, I did. The point of this game was to make you argue a point that you did not think. So basically,
at this point, we're agreeing because the game is over, so we can finally be friendly.
Yeah. So basically, make a point like for the pro Hitler, make a point that obviously you don't agree with, but I wanted to see who could argue the best. I wanted to see.
You don't want to do it your first time on the stream, either.
I wanted to see who could argue the best for any point whatsoever. So I just came up with random ass topics, and I wanted to see who was the best arguer. And it wasn't about the topics themselves. I tried to
stay as abstract as I could because I didn't want to say anything on your stream that could also get your stream banned.
Well, no, I don't worry about that. Like I said, I want you to
definitely nowhere in that is like I support Hitler comments.
I can edit
Hitler,
out,
but Hitler.
I can edit out anything. So I want you guys to be uncensored. I want you guys to be yourselves, authentic, and I'll decide, what kind of level of R-rated this podcast is.
We're also going to have a limited attraction to just the general population, the age groups that listen to us, if we pick something that divisive. So, I mean, obviously that's not what we're ever going to do again. You just wanted to test the waters. So.
I actually disagree. Polarizing topics is actually one of the ways to go viral.
Polarizing and negating are two different things.
That's true. Well, they can be similar.
Would be, or you Republican or Democrat. That could be, at least in the most above a 6th grade reading level, conversations would be a polarizing topic. Were you pro or anti-Nazi? That's a negative or a negating topic.
Wouldn't it also be polarizing though?
On the wrong side or not on the wrong side?
Isn't that
so
also
it's one
polarizing?
thing to have a conversation, but another thing to have an argument.
Wouldn't that be polarizing?
Maybe that's the best way I could put it.
Wouldn't that be polarizing and negating?
On which one?
Polarizing is when there's two polar opposite stances, and pro-Nazi and anti-Nazi is polarizing, but it's also negating. Does that make sense?
You could argue depending on which groups you're talking about.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was one of the players in my game today, and Oddit was the host.
It's one thing to have an argument over how we interpret things versus an argument over whether something is actually right or wrong when all of us agree it's right or wrong.
By the way, Oddit, have you ever heard
being a Nazi? Bad.
Yes. Oddit, have you ever heard of the game?
That's out of there. But to ask whether, I don't know, to ask somebody how they feel about immigration laws, that's not a directed question. That's not asking, do you agree or do you disagree with immigration laws? What do you feel about agreement or immigration laws? And then allow that conversation to take over itself.
Okay. Oddit, have you ever heard of the game Outward?
No.
It is fucking amazing. It's so part of this podcast I actually do want to talk about games. Just because we're all streamers or ex-streamers and we all play video games. Everybody that's going to be on this podcast plays video games pretty heavily. And I want to have a segment of the podcast be about video games and like talk about things that we like to talk about and shit like that. Outward is it's not like an FPS. It's not what's the word? It's not the best graphics in the world. You know what I mean? But it is phenomenal. And it used to be $6. I remember losing my fucking shit over this game because I was like, this is $6 because it is so like immersive. It is complex. There's weather, there's hot and cold. You die so easily in this game, and you're basically traversing over a vast like expansion of like world, and you're going to different, like you're going to the desert, you go into like swamps, you go into, and there's like different creatures and all that jazz, and you're building a custom character that honestly the replayability is amazing. And Ghandi, is Outward more than 2-player?
No, the original Outward is only 2-player. The sequel that they've been announcing, the one that has the trailers out, is talking up to 4-player team matchmaking. And even they would have the option that if you were on the same server, you could match up with other people. Only 4 people could be on a team, but there's up to 80 people on a server.
Ooh. Oddit,
So
would you?
They haven't said anything about whether there's PvP or not. So, I mean, it could be a thing where it's kind of like DayZ, where they come and hunt you and kick your ass and take your shit.
Right.
Because you remember permanent drops were a thing in that game.
Yes. Oddit, would you be interested in playing Outward with us?
Yeah.
Cool. Check it out. See if you like it.
Is it on PlayStation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sweet.
I don't know if PlayStation is crossplay with anything other than PlayStation.
Yeah, I think it's only on PlayStation if it's on PlayStation. Yeah, I don't think it's crossplay.
Xbox and Microsoft are crossplay because they're both on Game Pass. So you can have Steam or Xbox Game Pass and play on PC and also play with somebody on Xbox.
If I counted
PlayStation does that.
If I counted all of the FromSoft games as like one game, like Elden Ring, all the Dark Souls, like that's one game. I would say that Outward is my second favorite game, just period, in the world.
So all of them first, and that one just like, I never thought of you as I don't know why I never did, because it makes perfect sense now that I almost said it out loud. You're a fucking masochist.
Wait, which one is it?
You just like punishment. And you were ironically really weird, like weirdly good at those games.
Oddit, what was your question?
Oh wait, no. Sorry, I was looking at the add-ons. Never mind. I found it.
Oh, okay.
$69.
It's $69 right now?
So that's for all the add-ons, right?
Oh shit.
That's the game and the add-ons, correct?
I had to buy it for a third time, and I don't understand why.
Add-ons.
Well, the DLC is pretty cool. Like that's the trader guild that we went into.
Yeah. But again, unless he's something that he knows he wants to play, no reason to spend more money on it than he's going to play the game and figure out if he likes it.
I'm not gonna lie, I would say go for it, just because you're gonna like it. I know you Oddit, and I guarantee you're gonna like it.
I'm having a look at the what's it called, the pictures right now, and I'm seeing a lot of customize your own character kind of vibe.
Yeah, don't waste your money on the extras, like the.
Oh yeah, don't worry about the fucking skins.
The aesthetics, the skins.
Yeah,
don't worry about
just to get the DLCs of like the world expansion
in the game. You don't need that.
Yeah. So with that, go ahead on it.
So it's kind of like Warframe, but except harder.
Okay, so Warframe is incredibly easy. Warframe is incredibly easy, and it's basically a walkthrough where you're a god and you're just smushing people and like one-hit killing until you get to a certain point, and then it becomes a little harder, but it's still generally easy. Outward is more strategic, involved. There's a magnificent story. It's not I know that Warframe has a story, but honestly I just kind of glaze over because it shows you exactly where to go. Because I don't even listen to the quests, to be honest, or the people talking. I just wait for the pin to show up on the map, and I go over there and kill whoever I need to, because it shows me exactly what to do. In Outward, you have to fucking pay attention, because you may soft lock yourself out of the game because you don't know what to do because they told you and you weren't paying attention, and it happened to me.
Hey, Tim, can I use an example?
Yeah.
So there was this one dungeon. When you leave out of the first city, there's this big mountain that you can go into. And that mountain is incredibly hard. It's the closest place to your first city. So you would think it was the place you need to go. It's not. It's fucking not. We ended up rolling out until we found our first town. And our first town, we ended up setting up this whole merchants guild on how we were going to murder the other people that ran the merchants guild so that we could take it over. Which led us to the desert, which we were not prepared for.
And we weren't supposed to go there.
Because we had no equipment that could keep us alive in the desert.
That was
we
way
had
too
all
overleveled.
like cold equipment and nothing that would roll down our heat.
And the sun killed us constantly.
It took us like a week before we figured that shit out. And all we did was just trace the side of the map until we got back to the other side, the city that's on the other side of the map.
Hmm.
And then we reestablished our guild, did some missions, and built our trade route.
So I've been
That was just an adventure of us fucking up and figuring out, like, nah, dude, we ain't gonna die yet. We're definitely gonna take these motherfuckers over.
So I've been trying to play Outward with you for like fucking 2 weeks ever since I bought it for the third fucking time. Would you want to play Outward tonight?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do it. All right, hey everybody, thank you for watching the Timbo Show or listening. We are on Twitch, YouTube. My name is itsTimboFlex. This is Oddit, ODDIT_T. The one dying over there in a corner is a hungry Ghandi with underscores instead of spaces. And thank you for watching. We have merch. You can go to our Discord or personaltrainerandcompany.com, and you click the little shopping cart on the top right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.